What if you aren't communicating? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Tonight I wanted to discuss a conversation that I had with one of my clients earlier today. And it was great because it opened up a concept that I don't think gets talked about enough, and it's the concept that is literally all about talk, and that's communication. And the real question is, are you communicating enough, both with your clients, with your prospects, with your customers? Are you communicating enough? And this opens up a whole lot, and it's real funny because I came from a background where I was always involved with the arts and and always involved with communicating in some way or fashion, and I've always been interested in it. Always been interested in it. You see the old radio back here, or replica, that I was always into old radio programs, movies, anything, and everything always revolved around communication. I was at one time I was a radio broadcasting major in college. After that, a communications major. I had studied communications for quite a bit. Took a lot of classes in mass communications and so forth. And not long after getting out in the real world and trying my hand at a whole bunch of different things, ended up uh, getting involved in marketing of all things. And what is marketing but communication? It's all about communicating to, specifically, you're communicating a message to people to get them to purchase something. That's what marketing is to one extent or another. Uh, and through all that, I never, and it never ceases to amaze me how I miss the mark in communicating a message. And this doesn't happen with most of my clients, but on occasion, I'll get pulled aside and it's clear that whatever message I was trying to get isn't reaching the eyes and ears of the person on the other side. And it's really interesting to me when that occurs. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why. But one thing you definitely have to do, and in talking with my client, I can definitely see this as being true. You have to be willing to stand back and not worry about what they're not bringing to the table. If you're looking at the other side and saying, well, you gotta listen harder, you gotta you gotta pay closer attention, you can't, it's very difficult to do that. You really have to step back and say, okay, how can we increase communication, especially if that's the complaint. If the complaint is that their message isn't getting through, then you have to find another way. And it's not the easiest thing in the world, because two people can speak the exact same language and be around each other all the time and still not communicate. Anyone here been married more than once? It happens. But it is especially necessary in business. And quite oftentimes we'll talk and talk and talk and put stuff out and not measure whether it's being accepted, not measure whether it's being taken in by the right side, and whether not only is it being taken in, but is it being taken in the right way? Are the next steps happening because of that process? And so this is very common in marketing. So this is something you can look at in your own business. For one thing, with your own employees, with um, with your vendors or anyone else that you have any type of relationship with on a regular basis, are you communicating the message of where you're looking at going? Because it's a two-way street. It really is, but you have to look at it from your perspective. Am I communicating properly? Am I, as the head of my business, communicating the message of my business properly? And is the person who's supposed to be receiving me even the person that should be receiving the message? What are these? These are nothing more than questions. Do I have the answers? No, I don't. But I know the older I get, the more I realize that the questions are more important than the answers. And if you're always searching and searching for the right answer, then the next question will pop up, and the next question will pop up, and you'll get better and better at finding what the right questions are so that you can tune up your communication in your business. I hope that makes sense to you. I've this is kind of a very broad based subject, but I wanted to kind of breach it here and kind of start the conversation, and maybe we'll get a little bit deeper into it on another episode. But if you haven't watched this before, go and check out brianjpombo.com. You can see all the past episodes. We're coming up on 365 episodes now with video and audio. You can listen to it as a podcast if you'd like. And I'd love to be able to find out more about you when it comes to communicating. So drop me a line, leave me a message or a little comment below. Regardless of where you're watching this, whether it be on brianjpombo.com or on YouTube or on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or wherever. So hopefully you have a great day. Get out there and let the magic happen.